Hello all my Merry Makers, new and returning, and welcome to Merry Making Mondays. I'm speaking slowly because the first time I really messed it up. On Merry Making Mondays, I show you how to make something. Usually knit or crochet step-by-step or tutorial, but it's a quicker tutorial than my sample stitch Saturday. Today we will be making a shamrock or 4-leaf clover, whichever you prefer. You are going to be needing some green yarn. This doesn't have a label, but if this is not Red Heart Super Saver, I'd eat my hat. And appropriate size crochet hook. I'm using a 5.5, also known as a 9. Pair of scissors. And your choice of a tapestry needle. Let's make our own luck. Alright, so first off, we're going to start with is it called magic loop or magic circle? Why is my brain blanking? I think it's called magic circle, yes. Now if you're one of those people, I know there's plenty of them, and there's a nut in my yarn. What the cruddly is that? I can almost be certain that's thanks to my 3-year-old. Anyway, if you're one of those people who doesn't like magic circle, you can always chain 4 and join in a circle. In fact, let's go ahead and do that, because I know there's plenty of people out there who are not super confident with the magic circle. Alright. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. And, come on, join in a circle, and then we're going to be doing, making what I like to call a closed granny square. I don't know if that's what it's really called, but that's what I call it, so that's what we're calling it today. So we're going to chain 3, and then double crochet. Chain 2 for the corner, and do 3 double crochets, also known as a granny square cluster. 1, and I'm crocheting over my tail, so I don't have to worry about weaving in my ends. If that is a little bit too much for you, don't worry about it. You can always weave in when you're done. Chain 2. 3 double crochets, well, dropped my stitch there. Lovely. Come on. Alright, chain 2, 3 double crochets. And like I said, this is basically a closed granny square. So if you know how to do a closed granny square, or if you have an idea of what I'm talking about, feel free to jump ahead to where I show you how to make the round parts. Chain 2. And then we've got 1 more double crochet, and then you join with the slip stitch. Now, normally with a classic granny square, you would go to the corner and do what you just did again. I tried doing that with one of my shamrocks. And you can do that. I didn't like the extra holes. I didn't like the way it looked. especially since, wow, this is not showing up nearly as green as it really is in real life. Especially if you want to make this out of cotton or linen and make this a pot holder, you don't want as many holes. Alright, so then I go ahead and chain 3, and that's my first double crochet, and then double crochet, and then I do a granny quarter? Is that what it's called? Anyway, I do my 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets, and this is all in that same corner. I haven't moved on. And then I double crochet in each of these double crochet, I double crochet in each of these double crochets. Forgot where my camera was there for a second. And then I do 3 double crochets together in the corner. Chain 2, 3 more double crochets in that same corner. And then double crochet in each double crochet across. What's going on here? Wow. Do it again. And then, like I've been doing in every corner, 3 double crochets, chain 2, 3 double crochets. Now I know some people like to chain 3 in their corners, and that's fine. You of course can change this any way you want to, for any aesthetic you want to. I'm just showing you the way that I chose to do after trying it 3 different ways. Alright, coming around, 1 double crochet in each of your double crochets. I said do it again. I didn't mean it. Alright, and then you do your granny corner, 3 double crochets, yes, for once I'm not skipping ahead, because I feel like I'm also teaching you how to do a granny square at the same time, which I feel like is a skill that everybody should learn. How about that? And then chain 2, if I didn't say so, and then 3 double crochets. Now this is where some people mess up, because your instinct is to go ahead and join it here, but you've got a double crochet that has nothing in it. So you're going to want to do 1 more double crochet and then join with your slip stitch. Okay? Alright. Now, chain 4, and then you're going to join it in the corner here, and that counts as your first triple crochet or quadruple crochet if you're British. Alright, then we do one more triple crochet, so you go 1, 2, go down, bring up a loop, 1, 2, 3, and then you do 5 double crochets all in that same space, basically making a big shell. 1, 2, 3, and if you have to move over, go ahead and move over. 4, 5, and then you do 2 triple crochets, loop it over twice, come down, pick up your yarn, 1, 2, 3, loop it over twice, come on down, pull up a yarn, 1, 2, 3, and then you take that and slip stitch it in the corner. You're almost done with your first leaf. Now, if you're not super confident with your triple crochets, you can make them all double crochets. Just be aware that it's gonna, yours, if you do that, yours is gonna look different from mine. So again, 2 triple crochets, 4 loops, 3 loops, 2 loops, 1 loop. Some people like to count the loops. 4 loops, 3 loops, if I can pull my loop, 2 loops, 1 loop. All right, and then your 5 double crochets again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 2 triple crochets. 1, 2. Whoa, messed up there. Back up. That was not a triple crochet. If I could crochet today, that would be great. And then, of course, join it with a slip stitch in the corner. When you're done, you have something that vaguely looks like a heart. And then when you cut, you want to make sure you have a nice, a long-ish and then you're going to either make 4 of these or 3 of these. And then you're going to join them together. And that's where your tapestry needle comes in. Now, if you're doing a pot holder, I definitely recommend 4 to give yourself a nice large pot holder. If this is just for decoration, to save yourself a little bit of time and energy, I would just do 3. And when I'm just going back and forth, I'm just sewing it together. I'm not doing any fancy whip stitch or nothing. Just going back and forth with that extra yarn that I left at the end. Now, if you're really savvy and you leave all of your ends really extra long and you do 3, I just thought of this. So I don't have this as an example, and I apologize. But once you get them all down to the ends, and you've got 3 pieces of yarn down here, I'm gonna take this one from the edge. You could braid them together and that would be the stem. But see, to me, you don't need that. Here's this. If you, so it all depends on what you're looking for. So I could easily do a 4th petal, or I can get my yarn, if I could crochet today. Apparently is not a crochet day today. And just single crochet the tails together if I don't feel like braiding them. Got some ends to weave in, but other than that, looks like a shamrock to me. And like I said, I had made it more like a classic granny square with this one. I just didn't like the holes. But it was a little easier to find my halfway point to put my shell, in. It just didn't look as much like a shamrock to me. Maybe that could be changed with using just double crochets. This was definitely an experiment. I'm glad you joined me for Merry Making Monday. I'm going to go ahead and join this in or weave this in while I'm talking. So on just as a note, my daughter is back in therapy, so I will have my hour to work on things again every week, which I'm so happy about. So Wednesday might be a little bit more interesting than it has been in the past because I'll actually have made some progress. Ooh, and in case you don't know how to weave in ends, I just go in 3, back out the same 3. I try to end it in a corner. I'm almost tempted to leave it like that. What do you think? I don't know. I don't think that looks quite right. So I'm going to weave this in too. But until what you're working on Wednesday, make on, my merry makers, make on.